weed doctor, located in Bremen and child, the weed doctor trying to look fabulous. We have on the Glorious Crown collection. We're going to be showing you where you guys can purchase your Glorious Crowns collection because, child, everybody want to have a glorious crown and feel empowered about their look. You know, in this world, so many people try to bring down a lot of us women and men. Child, we ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But anyways, today we are going to be talking, and you can purchase this at weavedoctorapparel.com. Okay. It's a lot. It's not only women's gear, it's also some men's gear up there too. So, anyways, this was from a special request from our new followers. Okay. Child, the Weave Doctor, one of my little videos did I call it a mini violation. Okay, this is just for an expectation for my later destination. Okay, hallelujah. Okay, you know, the Weave Doctor on this post did this on his own. We had a couple of videos recently that had got in the thousands, child, and the Weave Doctor did not even post it. I mean, the Weave Doctor did not even boost the post. You know, child, I didn't go to payola on that one. Okay, I know some of you guys get mad at Cardi B, but anyways, let's stay back on topic. Today we're going to be talking about cholesterol and hair loss, iridology. Child, we're going to be talking about it all. This was a highly requested video because guess what? There are so many people who are suffering from a high cholesterol. Okay. And on top of that, the Weed Doctor is also working on, the Weed Doctor is going to be getting some better miking going on. I'm going to be improving my lighting and doing different things like that. Child, the Weed Doctor trying to step her game up. Okay, y'all better watch out. The Weed Doctor is going to be moving her way, walking her way right on up to heaven. Okay. Anyways, so today we're going to be talking about cholesterol and hair loss. So many people do not realize they are related. One of the ways that you can tell, now some of you guys already know you got some high cholesterol. You done went to the doctor. The doctor was looking at them LDLs and them HTLs and everything else. And they realized that them numbers was off the chart. Okay. But this is the Weave Doctor, for those who do not know, I am a certified trichologist and also a holistic practitioner. I've been studying holistic health for years now, and I became certified. I got Chapter Weed Doctor, got 2 years underneath her belt. Watch out for the DMV Weed Doctor. We are doing consultations if you're interested in getting your iridology done, okay? Or getting your nutritional counseling therapy and hair mineral analysis done. Also, I'm a hair mineral analysis practitioner. Shout out for all those out there, and Dr. L. Wilson, that's one of my role models, and Joy and Heather. That's part of my of the Global Nutrition Tribe. So, anyways, now today we're going to be talking about cholesterol, and a lot of people, child, just think it's just a bunch of fat sitting around in your arteries and cells and wherever else, blocking up your organs. Child, this daggone cholesterol is detrimental, and we're going to tell you these are some of the signs that you can find out if you are dealing with this. If you get your iridology down, come on down to the Weed Doctor, okay? And if you can't come out here to DC metro area, you actually can give the Weed Doctor. You got to make sure you got to have an iPhone now. Some of y'all got them Androids. That Android magnification is not up to par, okay? It just ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing. So if you have an iPhone, and if you put the iPhone up to a magnification up to 5, I think it's 5, I don't know the exact, but it says it goes up, it starts off like around 1 and it goes all the way up to 5. So put it up to that magnification. Sometimes it's best to go in a dark room or with the lights turned off, and you can pretty much get a good estimate. It may not be like you have an actual iridology machine, by a professional, but you can get a good enough, a pretty decent reading of your eye, especially if you're dealing with some of the conditions we're talking today. So anyways, when you get your iridology done, or if you visit an iridologist, you can, and I'll say for all you guys who think you got cholesterol, If you are dealing with high blood pressure, okay, if you're dealing with high blood pressure, I believe they classify high blood pressure as going up anywhere from 140 or 150 and up. Okay. And dangerous high blood pressure is when the top number, I don't know if that's the diastolic number, is goes above 180. Okay, that's when you're about to stroke out, okay? Or at least your body is telling you, child, go to the hospital immediately, okay? So, anyways, with the iridology, there are people do not realize the body is so intelligent. It is able to use different type of markings and color variations can show up through your body because it's giving information. The information is coming from your brain. So that's one of the things that we learn in iridology. So with all that being said, for those who think that they might be dealing with high cholesterol or just and another term that we use in iridology alongside arcus sinalis, and we don't be messing it up. I think I might be butchering that. Even arcus sinalis or arcus sinalis, and also the sodium ring. Those are two big indicators that you're dealing with this. And child, you on the path to destruction. You on the path to destruction. If you're dealing with any of this, your child, you better wake up. Wake up and smell the coffee. It's time to change. Okay? Now, since we're getting on the topic of one of the reasons why we came here today, and who knows, this may be a part 2 and 3. This topic is so in depth. And the weave doctor can go on and on to the break of dawn. I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of commentary. Child, I got more commentary than a little bit. Okay. So, how this correlates with hair loss. For all those who do not know, also the weave doctor is about to be a certified kinesiologist. Some people say, how many certifications are you going to get? As many as I can. Okay, for all the nosy people out there, and I'm going to keep getting them, certifications. So, anyways, with all that being said, the body, there's a lot, and I need to find out because the weave doctor just completed her class. I believe it might be the liver meridian that's connected to the head, and I believe the kidney meridian is connected as well. But anyways, these flows of meridians and the energies, they must be maintained. And for those who are having the high cholesterol thing going on, you may be having some meridian blockage. Okay, so you might want to look into maybe possibly going to an acupuncturist, somebody who studies Chinese traditional medicine, or a thorough kinesiologist who know what they're talking about. Okay, so you have to find some of those things out because with this iridology, we are able to sense if someone has these calcifications built up in their eye. So when this starts to happen, as we're talking about with the arcus senilis and with the sodium rings, it pretty much prevents oxygenation in the head area. Okay, and this is something that is critical when you're trying to get blood flow. When you're trying to acquire hair growth. When I studied as a trichologist, that was one of the biggest things that they're trying to reproduce. They're always trying to produce stimulation through trying to reproduce hair growth and getting nutrients to the actual hair follicles. When your head is filled up with calcium, okay, and this what a lot of these things are sodium and calcium deposits all up in the brain. Remember that song, Insane in the Membrane? Okay, when you have all of this disruption going on, you are not going to get the proper blood flow to the scalp. Probably going to have some kidney and liver stagnation. Okay, your body may not probably be operating properly. So these are just some of the things that are going on. So let's go on back to these good old notes. Okay, we already talked about that. The sodium ring, we can pretty much tell if you guys have high cholesterol through iridology. Generally, most of these people who are dealing with this, they are having low potassium in the diet. These signs that showed up in the eye, they are just showing us, showing iridologists and you, that you do not have the proper distribution of macro minerals, especially probably you could be dealing with some calcium utilization issues. So these things need to be addressed. And so potassium, that's why the weed doctor loves iridology. There are so many different foods out there that have potassium. And a lot of people actually that are dealing with cardiovascular diseases such as high blood pressure and cholesterol have a low potassium level, or they are not absorbing potassium. They don't have a bioavailable potassium. So pretty much you need to get this changed. And one of the best ways you can do this, that's why on the mineral balancing diet, we try to suggest people to start off anywhere from 7 to 12 servings of steamed leafy vegetables a day. Child, if you eating your vegetables like that, you're going to be like Popeyes, the Sailor Man, okay? How many of y'all remember Popeyes, the Sailor Man? You're gonna be like Popeyes the Sailor Man. You're gonna be worrying about all these health issues. The problem is that it is in our society. We're going to find out a little bit more later on today. Some of these diets, especially the SAD diet, okay, the sad American diet, or what some people may call, AKA the standard American diet. A lot of people, our diets are filled with high processed carbohydrates and some of these trans fats and different type of bad fats or fats that are just not the greatest for us. So these are some of the this is just one, improving your potassium levels, and you can easily do that. They do have potassium supplements out there on the market. Okay. And also, generally, a lot of those who have this condition, it is good for them to take possibly diuretics, especially if you're dealing with high blood pressure. Because a lot of times, if you have high blood pressure, you probably are going to be dealing with some cholesterol issues later on down the line, or not, if not currently at that time. The next thing with this condition is that some people have issues with the parathyroid. Now, the weed doctor wrote this down. Sometimes I write down so many notes, I'll be forgetting how they all come together. But child, the weed doctor going to get it together today. So the parathyroid controls the calcium utilization. Okay, and that's the thing that we're addressing. A lot of these different type of deposits, especially that's in the eyes, and with some of these different type of conditions, atherosclerosis, or however you want to call it, all these different type of hardening of the arteries, they're coming a lot of times because there is a calcium, as we said earlier, about unavailability, or you're having too much calcium in the body. And anytime that is happening, okay, you better watch out. That means that parathyroid is screaming for help, okay? It means that also, too, that you can be dealing with some type of sodium and potassium deficiency, which you already addressed earlier. A lot of people that's dealing with this cholesterol issue, they are having issues. They're having low bioavailable potassium. And so you have to have, that's why it's important to get your hair mineral analysis, okay? The weed doctor can do the hair mineral analysis on anybody. If you're interested in that, inbox the weed doctor, comment, email me, chelsea.ymitchell@gmail. We can get your hair mineral analysis journey begin on today. And so with the parathyroid, then there are a lot of different, some people have to get this thing removed. So some of the things with this condition, people have to start getting high calcium levels in the body. Their hormone start to get off. All different things can happen with this. And one of the the parathyroid is very important. We always hear about the regular thyroid, but we don't hear a lot about the parathyroid. The parathyroid also helps with we already said calcium utilization. It helps to control the vitamin D and phosphorus levels within the body. And that child, and who don't need some high phosphorus and vitamin D at a time like this? All these monkey chunky pox, they got a new demon virus coming out every other week. Okay. Child gotta get that parathyroid in check. And we doctor speaking to herself. Another thing with phosphorus, a lot of people do not realize phosphorus is also helps with protein utilization. So, some people, that's why there are a lot of self-made vegetarians out there, because a lot of them sometimes do not have a good protein synthesis, or they are dealing with poor digestion. A lot of people, after they eat protein, they get very, they have a lot of, what's it, like, I wouldn't say bulging, it's bloating. Sometimes we doctor deals with that. I cannot eat a bunch of meat. If I do, I feel like a pig and I can't move after that. Okay. Okay, another thing while we're on this sodium and all this calcium utilization, now we're going to get into some different foods that contribute to these conditions, but this is just a small little tidbit. Now I'm trying to think, are we down there? Okay, mercury competes with calcium. So that's another thing we're going to hit on later. Just you guys just remember it, that mercury, which is found in sodium, I'm sorry, which is found in a lot of shellfish out there. The weave doctor actually, and that's another thing. I think one of the foods that may need to be monitored. A lot of you guys that is doing child, and that's what the weed doctor was going to say. Child, you need to stop eating all these different types of shellfish that are high in mercury. It's competing, it could be competing for your calcium and contributing to your heavy metal toxicity and making some of these different type of conditions worse. And so also a lot of people can ascribe too much shellfish to raising cholesterol levels. There's a lot of different studies, especially with crab. Okay, especially if you're eating these things 2, 3, 4 times out of the week, you got to be careful. And so these are some of the issues that happen with the parathyroid, with the calcium, because again, holistic is exactly what that means. It's holistic. Everything is all working together. But the weed doctor may wrap this up and maybe make this a part two, because the weed doctor about to go. This is about to be a 35-minute video. But anyways, these are some of the symptoms that are if you have the poor parathyroid going on, excessive urinating, bone joint problems, weak bones. A lot of people who deal with calcium utilization problems, they're having a lot of stiff joints and different things like that, joint pain. The weed doctor deals with a little bit of herself. Now, about a year and a half ago, the weed doctor had terrible high numbers on her hair mineral analysis, and I felt every bit of it. Okay, my body was out of whack. So, another thing that we want to talk about with cholesterol, one of the ways, sometimes we talk so bad about in media about cholesterol and how bad it is for you, but actually, child, cholesterol can be good for you. Cholesterol helps create the hormones required for stress. Like your adrenals. A lot of the hormones are made out of this fat, this cholesterol. And sometimes people they need to take more of some of these different. If you're some people having hormonal issues, or if they're not dealing, they don't have the right amount of healthy fat in their diet, which we're going to talk about later on, which is another cause of cholesterol. Okay, then of having a high cholesterol, that's when you start to have all these different problems. So, anyways, cholesterol can be good. It can help the body buffer against stress. So, child, at least be thankful that you got some. Okay, and some people they are in a hyperadrenia state. They cannot produce enough hormones. A child, at least now, maybe God gave you a little bit too much, or maybe you made yourself have a little bit too much cholesterol. But that does not mean that So just don't think so negative about it. It's good in some areas, and as the body has a lot of stress, sometimes the cholesterol can naturally raise. Another thing in my studies, the weed doctor, as she was studying, saying some people believe that their cholesterols, if you have a mildly elevated cholesterol, 250 or lower, you may or may not want to worry too much, but you still want to be mindful of these things and probably incorporate find out if you have a sodium and potassium inversion or you're dealing with some type of deficiency. And also look at those calcium levels. Get your hair mineral analysis. Find out if you have a calcium biounavailability. All right. So these are some of the things that you can do if you got a high cholesterol, because y'all been asking the weed doctor. The weed doctor doing a special request today. Number one, with all that being said, we've said about the stress. Try to reduce your stress level. Practice meditation, deep breathing exercises. Yeah. Okay. The vocals. Me. Practice some of that. You might want to get some grounding. Do some grounding exercises. Walk outside in the grass. If you can handle the outdoors, maybe go to the woods or go look at the beach and absorb the electromagnetic. Maybe not the child. The weed doctor sometimes be messing up her words. The electro. Enjoy the positive ions. That's what I wanted to say. that are out there that are kind of to reducing the stress and other different type of toxins and things that might be within you and naturally make you feel good. The next thing that you want to do is to make sure that you institute the proper omega-3 to 6 ratios for fatty acids. A lot of us is eating the wrong ratio. Okay, some of us. We're gonna talk about some of the different. Well, you already know what type of oils some of y'all be eating. Some of y'all is eating Crisco. Okay, some of y'all are eating. I don't believe palm oil is on that one. I know people in other countries palm oil. Maybe you're eating the improper amounts of some of these different oils that you're frying with, even that you're cooking with. Recently, the weed doctor herself, because I am now going to be a kinesiologist, and I found out that my spleen, and I guess that spleen meridian of mine just keeps getting blocked. Okay. And that's why it's good to educate yourself about some of these meridians and find out how to implement the correct diet for yourself. So I found out that my body does not like too much fat. And that's why the weed doctor sometimes deals with a lot of mucus. Some people that have a spleen meridian blockage, sometimes they're dealing with excess mucus. So guess what the weed doctor did? Through the power of kinesiology and Jesus, the weave doctor has learned that her body only wants about 1 tablespoon of fat per meal. And child, this is what a good kinesiologist can do for you. Okay, child, you want to find out more, come on down to the weave doctor, book your session. So with all that being said, you got to find the proper omega-3 to 6 ratio. Also, have a low to no sodium diet. Some things you can check out. You can exchange celery seed. You can also, child, I think they may have the dash. I don't know, that dash may have something in MSG, so I don't know about that. But celery seed is a good option. And Celtic sea salt. Also minimize it if at all possible. Next thing is to make sure, you work on your high blood pressure condition if you have one. Also, last but least, no fast food. We were in a health group, and one of the practitioners there that was hosting the group was telling us how a girl, she was only 12 years old, was dealing with hardening of the arteries to the brain. And they was trying to figure out what was this girl eating. Guess what she was eating? Chick-fil-A. Some of you guys may know Chick-fil-A. Okay, she was eating this every day, maybe multiple times a day. This little girl developed this condition. And that food, people do not realize that some of these different type of food groups, they are high or extremely high in sodium, especially this fast food. Child, do not let these people lie to you and make you think that fast food is good. Fast food ain't gonna ever be good, okay? Ain't gonna ever be good. All right. So we addressed that. We're gonna give you a couple more tips. You want any more tips? We're gonna do the part 2. We may do a part 2. This thing is long. But what I'm gonna do, we're probably just for this session, we're going to talk about some of the mineral deficiencies behind cholesterol problems. But today, we're just going to be hitting on some more healthy foods that can give you the proper ratios. And again, it has to be a 4-to-1 ratio. Okay. So, and this is some of the one, and I guess in your 1 ratio, I believe that's correct for the omega-6. You're going to be getting the tuna and salmon. Well, and actually, the weed doctors don't like tuna. I think I found that on one of these blog posts. Tuna is high in some of these mercury, so be careful for that. We're going to scratch tuna off the list, okay? Salmon, sardines, mackerel, unrefined olive oil, flaxseed oil, hemp oil, fish oil, almond oil, and some other things. If you are dealing with this condition, you want to have a high fiber diet. Some different things that you can eat for a high fiber diet are oats, beans, and artichoke. Okay, and make sure that when you eat this artichoke, don't say the weed doctor trying to make you die. There is the weed doctor, because I said I got to find out more about this artichoke. There is something in the middle of the artichoke that can actually make you choke. Okay. So I don't know if you guys, if you got the courage to cook this nasty, ugly looking creature, you can do that, or you can just purchase you a marinated pre-marinated. Try to get the most organic blend of artichokes already pre-marinated. Okay, the only thing about that is some of them do have a sodium content. So that's just, I think artichoke, they might have artichoke tablets out there. I know the artichoke, there are a lot of different supplements that have the different artichoke ingredients, or at least the main substances that help to give you, the healthy fiber in the diet. So we hope that was a very informative topic. We're going to have a part two on this because these health conditions, child, it ain't for the faint of heart. Another thing also that we didn't talk about to reduce that cholesterol today, child, the week doctor's always finding more notes of all the knowledge that she finds, is to make sure that you increase your garlic intake. Also, look into red rice yeast, coenzyme Q10, and chromium. All of these are good different supplements that you might want to talk to your doctor about, okay? Because the weed doctor is just that, a weed doctor. This is not medical advice. Don't you fall out on the floor doing other things that the weed doctor telling you to do. But anyways, for all those out there, we hope that you have a wonderful and blessed afternoon. Book your free consultation today if you're interested in finding more out about your health journey and your hair. We do a free consultation for the hair also. And if you want to get a hair mineral analysis, make sure to inbox us or leave in the comments below and give us any suggestions on some of the next videos. And we hope that you have a wonderful evening. Bye now.